Hello, let's play Connections for Wednesday, August 19th. But first, we reveal our dad joke of the day and this day in history. How do trees access the internet? They log in. All right. And what do you think happened on August 19th, 1934? Adolf Hitler becomes president of Germany. On August 19th, 1934, Chancellor Adolf Hitler ascended to president of Germany in an unprecedented act that consolidated the republic's power into one supreme ruler. While the elderly German president Paul von Hindenburg won re-election as president in 1932, much of his conservative support was lost to the Nazi Party. Consequently, many who were close to the president wanted a stronger relationship with the Nazis and their party members' support. Though Hindenburg detested the Nazis' lawlessness, he ultimately decided to oust his chancellor and name Hitler as Chancellor of Germany. But Hitler was hungry for greater power. He convinced President Hindenburg to sign a decree that suspended individual and civil liberties in February 1933, a gateway for Hitler to use false arrests to silence his political enemies. After Hindenburg's death in 1934, the army and other reactionary forces called for the presidency and the chancellorship to merge, making Hitler commander of the army as well. The August 19th public referendum gave Hitler a 90% majority, and he gained absolute power. All right. And I'd like to thank the following members for starting a new month. Thank you to John Richards and Kelsey Reed. All right. Well, let's play Connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. Oh, we have a red checkerboard today. That's interesting. So we have Picnic Basket, Breeze, Ants, Blanket, Cocoa, Pickle, Foot, Snap, Base, Mask, Soul, Obscure, Rio, Cinch, and Hide. Rio, that's not the bird, is it? What is that? It might be a bird. There's definitely a bird that starts with the RH that I'm trying to think of, but Rio's now in my head. It might be a bird. Why do we have this red checkerboard, though? I hope that's not going to be a thing. Maybe it's special to this puzzle. So, Soul in the past has been a homophone fodder. Soul has a lot of homophones. I mean, there's the soul, like spiritual soul, Soul, and there's the soul of the foot or the shoe. I mean, we have foot here, but cocoa powder. The red is really throwing me off. I don't know why we have that. Ants. I mean, ant can also be a homophone in some accents. Ant versus aunt. AUNT. Base. There's pickleball. There are other. I mean, there's football and pickleball. They're next to each other and different colors, which is confusing me here. What is this just supposed to be a like we're having a picnic? It's supposed to be, what are those called? Blankets? I don't know if it's called like, and the thing that you put down for the picnic, are those called blankets? I think they are. Like a picnic blanket. Those tend to be like red and white checkered, I think. So maybe that's all this is we're picnic themed. But it still annoys me. They need a button to remove that. I wonder what shuffling does, like if it moves them around but keeps the tiling, the colors. Snap. A snap and a cinch, like it was easy. It was a snap. It was a cinch. It was a picnic. It was a breeze. Maybe. That would be yellow if that's anything. So let's mark that yellow. Picnic, breeze, snap, cinch. Could be. So then does basket make something? What's a blanket? So I think picnic, basket, ants, and blanket is likely our rainbow herring. Just picnic theme words. And so we could make a category out of it, any of those. Blanket and base could be similar, but no, actually, I'm thinking mask and hide. Like you blanket it, you mask it, you hide it, like you cover it up, you obscure it, maybe. Wait, I have picnic highlighted. All right, so that would be synonyms as well. So let's make that green. Blanket, mask, hide, obscure, just all as the verbs. So we have basket and ants to build out of. Basket, basket weaving, basket case. What's Rio doing then? I feel like Soul and Rio are probably purple, but I don't know what they're doing. Is it just EO words? um, I wonder if this is pronounced something other than Rio. Is it pronunciation based? So is it like pronounce? Maybe it's row, right? If this was row and this is soul, right? I know that's soul. This is cocoa. Could we be doing an O sound, but with an extra vowel after for some? I don't know because this is EO, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how I would describe this, but it's like an O sound, huh? The only other O that's left is foot, which is kind of a different concept. It's not an O sound, it's foot. If that was a category, that would leave basket, base, pickle, and ants. Pickleball. It is. Oh, it might be ball. We've got basketball, pickleball, baseball. I said that earlier. Pickleball. Ants ball isn't a thing. Soul ball, Rio ball. So does that mean I have one of these wrong? Picnic ball, breeze ball, blanket ball, snap ball, mask ball, obscure ball, hide ball, cinch ball. No. Oh wait, football. I swear that the color, the background color is really throwing me off here. So the real question is then, I think that's going to be blue. You could argue it's a fill in the blank, and I would argue it's a fill in the blank. But sometimes those are blue if they're all kind of related. They're all sports, right? In order to be promoted to purple, they have to be completely unrelated, other than there is some kind of phrase that there's some kind of phrase that has that fill in the blank. It's the same, but they don't mean that, like, they aren't similar in other ways anyway. So it leaves ants, cocoa, soul, and re. Oh, you know what this is? This is animated movies homophones. Or are they just no? They're just animated movies in general, not homophones. I had homophones on my brain, but these are just animated movies. Ants is not Disney, Pixar. It's DreamWorks, I think. Coco is Pixar, Soul is Pixar, and Rio is Pixar, I think, or it might just be Disney. I'm not sure. Does that mean that the blank ball is our purple? Because this is like movie trivia. So I'm gonna lock in what I marked as blue and argued wouldn't have to be purple. I'm gonna lock it in as purple because it does still feel like the most purple. Nope, it was blue. I always do that, but I don't know why. I don't know why animated movies would be purple. Homophones of C. Oh, they are all homophones. Wait, what's ant a homophone for then? Oh no. Okay. I convinced myself it wasn't homophones because of ants, but obviously these are. Coco is spelled without the a at the end. Rio, I think, is. I don't remember how that's one spelled, but Seoul obviously isn't spelled like the city. But what's ants then? Oh, is it spelled ANTZ? I think it is. It's spelled ANTZ. Okay, well, I mean, obviously, I got. If I had realized it was homophones of animated films, which I had said and then backtracked on, I would have made that purple. But anyway, I mean, I'm getting this perfect. It's just not reverse rainbow. Obscure, blanket, hide, and mask, I think is going to be our green. Yeah, conceal, and then that's that. Okay. Piece of cake. Okay. I'm a little mad at myself for swapping these for no reason. It all came down to not remembering that ants, I think, is spelled A-N-T-Z. Let's look that up now. Ants movie. Yep. A-N-T-Z. I wonder if when when she made the puzzle, thought that ants was got it mixed up with Bugs Life and thought it was Pixar and had named it Homophones of Pixar films, and then testers came back and said, you know, ants is not Pixar, right? Like I could see that happening, but it could also just be it was convenient to pick ants there and just make it CGI animated films, but who knows? All right. Let's check the difficulty. That's my conspiracy theory of the day. All right. We have baseballs as a Sunday. Interesting. 1.3. I thought it was very easy. 68% solve rate. Interesting. So they did the players did not think it was as easy. Not the worst game in recent memory, but right. People are getting, yeah, green. I'm actually surprised that yellow isn't as common here, and even blue. It's mostly purple people aren't getting. What are the losing games? So we have actually the biggest is 12% getting green and yellow, but not being able to figure out blue and purple. That's pretty common. 11% only green, 5% nothing, 3% green, blue. Interesting, not getting yellow. I mean, I guess this does come down to knowing that these can all mean easy. All right. Yep, and we've got our picnic rainbow herring that 27% of people logged in. It was first two rows today. All right, we've putting people put yeah. So this is the thing that that I was gonna try before I talked myself out of it, which was what are these what are these like vowel combinations doing, right? Maybe it's unusual vowel combinations, but foot didn't really seem to fit. Pickle is the opposite of easy, right? We're in a pickle, we're having difficulty, but I could see someone thinking maybe that that meant like just you know three out of the four and you can't find what the fourth is, so you might try a few things. And then putting base in with these three. So honestly, it might be, hey, I recognize these as homophones of Pixar movies, but not knowing Ants because Ants isn't a Pixar movie and thinking, well, is it foot? Is it base? I don't know. All right. Well, what do people lock in first? Green first is 40%. 25% of the first lock-ins are the rainbow herring. Then 12% yellow, 6% blue, 2% purple. And then a few other variations on picnics after that. All right. Well, how'd you do?